Here we are at 127 acres, right in the Bullet Tree Falls area.
Unbelievable.
Never been here before,
I've never been to this property before, but I will tell you this. This is one of those properties that it's one of those, how do you say it? This is one of those places where you just don't find deals like this.
And you know, Lewis doesn't get excited about everything, but when he does, watch out.
let me say this before we go any further. I'll just tell you this. So you can maybe see the river in the background here. I've been living and doing this for a long time, almost 20 years in this country, and I know what riverfront footage cost. Okay, this thing has, I can't even begin to tell you. Maybe it's 4, maybe it's 5, maybe it's 6,000 feet of river frontage. I don't know exactly how much, but I gotta tell you, this is a paradise. I mean, paradise. I'm in love with it.
So you don't mind that we came here today?
Huh? Absolutely not. This has far exceeded my expectations of what you could have in Belize.
Tell me what you would do here.
To begin with, this property is again how many? 127 acres. I'm at a loss for words. I really am for a second here.
You have no idea how rare that is.
Because this property is just phenomenal. It's got everything going for it. It's got the curves in it. I wouldn't change anything on this property as far as the contour of the land, the layout of the land. The riverfront is just phenomenal here. Some things that you can do here. Let's just take this little piece of the bend of the river here. Just this piece right here. If you notice the way the current comes around right here, you could actually go down to a rock quarry maybe 10 miles from here in Belize, get these gigantic white marl, pretty or riverstone rocks, make yourself a rock basin here and automatically create yourself a man-made rapids. That's number one. You just come right around the corner right here and look there. There's got a huge rock base already. You can have yourself a beautiful white sand beach down here for your guests. That's only on a small percentage of the piece of the river that you have here. As far as developing it, endless.
Listen.
It's beautiful.
Listen.
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Something else small, I don't know, if somebody that bought this property was like a nature lover, something like that. We have an iguana sanctuary right here in Cayo, and she actually raises baby iguanas. You see all this wood that's right here that's laying in the river? By nature, it dropped there. The trees dropped. I will take the machines, drag those out of there, put in a nice, beautiful sand pit down here, and import some iguanas. How you're right by the river. How much more beautiful can you have
Import,
than
you're
that?
just moving them, relocating.
Well, you just I call it importing, but you just relocate them down here. You feed them right here by the riverbank, and they will stay on your property living. How fantastic would that be? So,
and the fact that this has orange groves on it and teak trees.
The orange trees, what I saw about the vegetation and the fruit trees and that, and when you take a look at that, all I see that needs there, because this is a really rocky land, the fact that the orange trees and the teak trees are growing good here tells you something. It's fertile soil, okay? So as far as the fruit trees and what I see here, one good fertilizing and a pruning and you'd have a beautiful orchard. But what I really liked, you have tons and tons of mature teak trees here. That's big dollars sitting on this property right now. So if you took the teak trees along with the amount of river frontage here, it's crazy.
You want to go look at some more?
I want to see more.
Let's go do that. All right, Lewis.
Okay.
What do you think about this part?
I gotta tell you what, all you viewers out there, do you like salad dressing?
Yes.
Everybody loves salad dressing. What came to my mind when I first saw it, this portion was Hidden Valley Ranch. Have you ever looked at the label on the ranch dressing?
So funny.
That's phenomenal. So here we are on one of this ledges right here, and so back there I had visions of iguanas on the riverside, which is a really cool idea. But on this side, this particular ledge right here, I would either build, depending on who would buy it for what reasons, but for my own personal self, I would have something resort style here. I would have maybe 6 units on this very ledge overlooking this view. And I'll tell you what I would have going on down at the bottom of this property. I would import myself some of those beautiful peacocks. I can just envision those peacocks running through this little valley right here. Priceless. So, because the river's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but this, I mean, look at this. This is fantastic. And this ridge is just screaming build on me.
Yeah,
isn't it?
The ridge is gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
Look in there, all the orchids and the bromeliads.
Oh yeah, well here, look at this. Take a look at this gigantic tree. I can tell you right now, this tree has every piece of 100 years already. You give that tree a little bit of trim, and when it has its season, it's fantastic. And I'll tell you about this tree. There's a fruit that grows on this tree that the toucans eat. So I'm going to assume that if you had a house here, you're going to have a nice view for about 3 months out of the year of the toucan sitting in this tree.
So that's Toucan Ridge.
That's Toucan Ridge. Perfect. That's beautiful. Toucan Ridge.
Wow.
With a little twist.
And look at all these teak trees. It's
no, it's
fascinating.
fascinating.
How mature they are.
That's the key right here. Again, the price this property is going up blows my mind because I'm not exactly a teak dealer, but I will tell you this. These are mature teak trees, and I know what they're worth. For those of you who don't know what teak is used for, it's exported here. They use it for Mercedes-Benz. They use it on the finer yachts, bigger boats. I don't want to throw a number out there, but there's a big amount of money here just in teak. just in teak, because this is mature teak.
Pretty fascinating.
Fascinating. Some of it I would leave, but to be honest with you, I'd harvest some of it to give myself some space to do some things. But
How easy is it to develop this property, Lewis, in your opinion?
for a guy like me, this is like a fantasy come true. I've been known to do projects in 6 months or less. The reality for a project this size is if you're well funded, it'll get done quickly. But this would be a never ending. To be honest with you, this could be never ending, just depending on how much green space you want, or like you said, this is over 120 acres. So
What about the location? What do you feel about
you
that?
can't get better than this. Honest to God, like I said, for all years I've ever been here, I never knew this property was here. I never knew this property was here.
Nice.
This is at the end of the line, and check this out. If you can watch, and I'm trying to get my bearings here, but from there all the way around this property, basically you have a river peninsula here.
That's so true. And you know what's really fascinating is we are horseback ride away from Shenandoah Nature Ruins.
Horses, that's a no-brainer. You got to have horses here. That's another great point you just brought up. Again, I have a little bit of knowledge in cattle and farming and things like that. There's a lot of horse grass that's planted in here. So you could actually let horses free range in here. Cows, I probably wouldn't mess with. But a few pretty horses, absolutely. The funny thing about horses is, I got to tell you, is that you would look at all this and think, oh my God, I could have 500 horses. It's not the case. They're picky eaters. They only like a certain sort of grass, and it's here. So have your own horses. If you're going to open a resort, I think that literally you'd be able to offer all the river services, the horseback ride, and everything right from the grounds.
You still want to see more?
I want to see more, and I'll tell you what I do want to see also. I noticed
Yes.
on the way in here, there's 2 houses that are built
at the
onto this
top.
property. I'm already thinking workers' quarters to start development on this property.
Okay.
So I'd like to go see those if you didn't mind.
Let's go look at those. Come with us.
Okay, so Macarena, this property has like never-ending surprises. So here we are, another section of this property. What I'm going to tell you is real simple. You're in the real estate business, I'm in the real estate business, been doing this forever. Those 2 houses right there that come on this property with a chain link fence situation, there's a huge generator housing in the back. We can't get in, but I'm going to assume that those generators are still there.
Yep.
For the size of the housing for those generators, it's big dollars.
I had promised you that this was an exquisite property, and with the undulation of the land, how incredible it was, and it's just wide open for development. If you want your private sanctuary and private retreat, this is the location for it for sure. Whether you want to just have your one house or you want to have some other people living on the property with you, it's 127 acres. You got lots of room, and there's some ridges there that we don't even know what's under those. So I mean, it's very fascinating.
Let me say this to you, okay? I'm going to assume with these 2 houses and then this little stretch here that has the teak outlining basically the borders of this property. So let's just assume that this piece that these 2 houses on was 5 acres, okay? With those 2 houses, that generator system, and this 5 acres with that view, that's the money right there for the entire property. Are you kidding me? Let's not even talk about the river frontage. You're on a riverfront peninsula.
It's true. It's exquisite.
I want
and
this
here,
property.
we're all the way here. We're all the way up here,
Yeah.
and you can hear the river.
And you can hear the river. It's awesome. It's incredible. What a gem right down the road. This property is absolutely one of the best properties I've put my eyes on in the last 5 years.
So it was worth your time on a Sunday to come out.
What I'm thinking right now is that somebody needs to buy this property. Straight up, folks, for the money, buy this property. This is a beauty. This is absolutely gorgeous. And we've only touched 3 or 4 parts of it. So every time we turn a corner, there's something more beautiful to see on this property. Again, I go back to it. Not a professional woodworker, but I'm telling you, there's some big, big dollars in teak in this property. I'm almost wondering how come nobody has come to harvest it yet. It's all mature.
They don't know it's here.
They don't know it's here.
It's beautiful.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable property. Unbelievable. I don't know how or when, but I would like to know. I gotta tell you, the river frontage is in the thousands of feet here, and I know what a linear foot of riverfront sells for.
I'm going to show you the map. You'll see it. You'll come with us on another journey. You never know where Lewis and I will show up.
Macarena, that property we were just at in Paslow Falls. Look at those rapids right there. Being the natural, wonderful, creative people that we are here in Belize, I can recreate that 3 times over. Man-made, in fact, yes, but I can recreate that on that very property. Look at that. Not only can we do that, we can put some white sand beaches. I have some visions of what that property could be. It's phenomenal. That could happen. That right there is $1 million view all in itself. Wake up to that every morning. That's beautiful.